Let's see, does anyone else have any other chance they would like to say?
You guys are just getting started.
Ooh,
sorry, we
if
got
you
started
fear,
late,
get a new career.
If you fear, get a new career.
If you fear, get a new career.
If you fear, get a new career.
I like that one. I don't know.
That's some idea.
Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter.
Blue lives murder.
Blue lives matter.
Blue lives murder.
Blue lives matter.
Blue lives murder.
This is a little long, but get back, get back.
We want freedom, freedom.
Get back, get back. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Get back, get back. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. That's a 2021. Who do you protect?
Who do you serve?
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 I'm about to pass the mic off to Marissa, who's been one of the main individuals advocating and trying to get justice for her brother that was murdered by Woodland PD. And not just that, she's out here also supporting other impacted families. So I just want to invite Marissa up to speak to everyone here today.
Thank you. Thank you guys for the chance. And thank you all for being here today. I know we're still waiting on a couple people, but it's okay. We're going to get started. And we did get started late. So bear with me. Usually I just talk. Oh, yeah, we need my family up here, my brother, my sister when she arrives. So standing up here with my family, this is my immediate family. My sister will join us in a few minutes. And usually I just talk and I just spit it out. But today I wrote something out because there's a lot to say. And sometimes after we talk, we're like, hey, there's more I should have said. So I'm going to get started. Today marks 7 years since the brutal murder of my brother, Michael Barrera, at the hands of Woodland Police. Michael was a father, a son, a brother, a protector. His life stolen in an unimaginable act of violence. And this isn't just his anniversary, a death anniversary. It's a reminder that we've been in this fighting for justice for 7 years now. A battle against a system that is designed to protect its own at all costs. He was 30 years old at the time. He had 2 daughters. My niece was 10 at the time. She's 17 now. And she was very close to her dad. And my brother had a baby on the way that he never got to meet. So they stole Michael from everybody up here. I'm going to share some bullet points about my brother's death, about the details. And Michael was unarmed and actually attempting to de-escalate when officers from the Woodland Police Department not just killed him, they murdered him. This happened and it lasted for about 4.5 minutes long. Officer Parveen Lau started the assault, excessively tasing Michael, violating their own protocols, and affecting another officer because he was using it so recklessly. The other officer was feeling the effects and had to tell him to stop. Despite him being handcuffed and not posing a threat to them, he was subjected to excessive taser use, physical assault, and ultimately suffocation. His pleas for help and statements of "I can't breathe" were met with mockery by the officers. His death was a clear case of murder. There's absolutely no excuse for 4.5 minutes of this torture, and it's actually a human rights violation. Unwarranted taser assault persisted even after Michael was restrained in handcuffs, face down in the mud with multiple officers assaulting him. And it continued even after he was very injured. These acts go beyond mere recklessness. It represents serious human rights violations. The right to life and security were grossly ignored, and Michael was subjected to torture and cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment by all of these officers involved. We demand accountability and justice for these actions, which clearly violate the principles of humanity and law. The 7 years, the journey has been long, it's been tiring, it's been disheartening. We've learned so much along the way. With every step, we had obstacles, all odds against us. When you fight back against the police, when your loved one is killed by the police, you have to go through some shit. We persevered, and our love for Michael and for justice and accountability for all victims of police brutality, all homicide victims, all who have been harmed by police and have not gotten justice. And there's a lot of people out there. So I stand with you guys today to honor Michael on the 7 year. This isn't something we love to do, but we're out here because we got to do it. Woodland has my brother was killed in 2017, and since then, 4 human beings have died because of Woodland PD. They've been involved in high-speed chases where they died. So people look at those ones a little differently. They just blame the driver, blame the suspect, but the cops involved have gotten away with these. The most recent victims were a grandmother and her little granddaughter, just a little girl, who were not involved in the high-speed chase. That's 4 people. And nobody's saying nothing. Why are people out here? I wish people would speak up a little more, but people just believe the cops. But Woodland PD has a lot of blood on its hands. And so I stand with you to also announce that we're also announcing a civil case settlement that we've been in. We've had a long fight. We had wins, and we have made history with our fight against Woodland Police Department with this fight. They've never had to be forced to do depositions, be forced to be questioned, be forced to get caught lying during depositions and lose their qualified immunity. They got denied qualified immunity twice. They got denied summary judgment. And this was all with the purpose of us taking it all the way to trial. But unfortunately, we didn't get there. My family has accepted a settlement with the city of Woodland. And this is just the recent news. We are the first family that has taken it this far and really fought the police this long and hard. And this is just a part of our fight. So I will be clear, no amount of money will ever bring my brother back or the agony that my family has had to go through. I did not fully agree with this decision myself, as the one who has been, leading this fight for my brother and doing every piece of work, every step for justice for Michael in different ways over these last 7 years. I believed in the strength of our case, the evidence, which was their own damn evidence of killing my brother, which we had to fight for years for. But I respect my family's decisions, and nobody, unless you've been in this position, you don't know what it's like, and it's a hard fight. And this will save my family from having to go through the grief of a trial, because that's a whole different ballgame, and that's very damaging to families. I've sat in other people's federal trials against these officers, and it's not something I ever really wanted my family to do at the end of the day, to have to see this evidence repeatedly. So I respect my family's decision. That's one thing we're here to announce. It is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I feel like it's also personally, because I do know more about this stuff. I've been studying these cases, talking to families, traveling across the country, and doing a lot of stuff over the years. So I felt like the lawsuit is kind of another slap in the face to my family. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. The settlement is not the end of our fight. It's just a piece of it. It's always just been a piece of the puzzle. It is the piece that got us the evidence that we needed to learn the truth and fight back against these cops in the way that we were able to. I believe if we would have went to trial, we would have won. And the sad thing is, if we would have won, it wouldn't have guaranteed charges on these officers. It would have just been down to a money amount at the end of the day. That's how it works. All the officers involved contributed to my brother's death and must face consequences. 2 have since retired. 2 have moved to 2 different departments. And 1 is still here working for Woodland PD. That is Officer Parveen Lau. He is the one who initiated the deadly assault on Michael and is still serving on this very force. His dismissal is not just necessary, it's overdue. We are demanding his immediate termination. He is not only a coward, but he is known for harassing and threatening citizens in this very community. He still does it to this day. He has complaints and he has dirt under his belt and he needs to be fired. We demand more than blood money. We demand action. The elected officials, those people above in power, their silence and actions have consequences. We will address them in a little bit. However, they need to know that we're not going to be silenced just because of this fucking civil lawsuit.
That's right.
Thank you to everyone who has supported us along the way. You guys have made it a little bit easier for me. You guys showing up for our families year after year, just being quick to support and share anything that we post out there. We appreciate you guys. I'm going to open up the mic to my parents, my family members, if they'd like to speak. And yeah, just here. Thank you guys for being with us. Justice for Big Mike.
Justice for Big Mike.
Morning, and just want to thank everyone for being there. Just want you to know that I feel your pain. It's been a long time, and the fight's still not over. It's never going to be over. We all have to come together and support each other. And I wish there was a bigger crowd, but I'm thankful for everyone that's here and everyone that's contributed. We lost a family member and we became a part of the family that no one wants to be part of. Just lost a family member to police brutality, excessive force. I'm gonna just let it go there. Keep your head up and support each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad. And I will say with Woodland, it's a place where it's a weird town. We grew up here. It's a place where you could grow up here. You could do a lot for your community, but then when something happens, people, where are they? So I'm happy with the crowd because I know how it is to be in a town where they don't support. So everybody here comes from a different city in a different area. Some people called off of work just to be here with us, and we got people joining us virtually as well who support us all the time. And you know what? I just want to say it's really cool today to see some faces that were here since day one. So shout out to those people and then people that we've met along this ride. You know, it's awesome you guys came out to support. Mom, do you want to talk? It's okay. So my family's a little more shy. So I do have something that I want to direct to the elected politicians of this community, the Woodland City Council, the Yolo County Board of Supervisors. We have sent detailed letters with factual evidence about our case and details, things that have been proven in the federal courts, things that are documented. Our case, I believe it was our civil case had 138 undisputed facts about what happened to my brother, meaning that they're not denying what they did to my brother. And that's why they lost qualified immunity. So we have reached out to the elected officials and been completely ignored. So that's one of the things we're here today to do as well, is address them. So I'm going to read what I also wrote. I didn't want to be on the mic the whole time, but I'm okay with that. We also have some other impacted families here that have also lost loved ones to police that I want to acknowledge, who I'm offering to come speak after we share this as well and share some words about their loved one, because this here, every time that I do anything, whether it's for my brother or anything else I've done over these 7 years, it's never just been about Michael, because the whole fight is bigger than Michael. It's bigger than one person, and it's happening to so many people. So we're here to also stand with the victims of police brutality and their families. So this is something I directed to the elected politicians here in Yolo County. When my brother was first killed, we had a Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But when my brother was first killed, like we did have a rally in the beginning, and we haven't done much. We didn't have the evidence to go to these people. We all we had was our what we were experiencing at the time, but we didn't have the videos, the audios, the documents explaining all of this, which we do have now. So we couldn't come to them for help. Nobody ever reached out to our family. And yeah, so we're here to honor my brother, but we're also here to address the silence from the elected officials who are supposed to serve and protect our community's interests. So I'm going to name them, starting with the city council members: Mayor Tanya Garcia Cadena, Rich Landsberg, Tom Sallard, Victoria Fernandez, Myra Vega, and then also the Yolo County Board of Supervisors: Oscar Villegas, Lucas Frischitz, Mary Vixie, Sandy, Jim Provanza, and Angel Barajas. All of them have ignored multiple letters detailed with evidence. Your inaction speaks volumes. Despite these detailed letters supported by evidence and facts outlining the circumstances surrounding Michael's murder at the hands of the police, our pleas for intervention, accountability, and your moral and civic duty to engage have been met with silence. This silence is not just a refusal to acknowledge a single family's grief, but a denial of the systemic issues plaguing this community. The lawsuit's resolution was not the end, but just a step in our quest for justice and systemic change. It was a battle fought in the name of accountability. This fight against injustice and police brutality isn't over. We are not just another family you can ignore, hoping that we will fade in the background, because it's 7 years later and we're still here. We're still pressing up on them. To the City Council and Board of Supervisors, I ask you directly, why do you choose to willfully ignore a straight-up murder by the police in the community that you serve? Your positions demand more than a passive observance. They require action, engagement, and leadership in the face of injustice. So we're going to continue to demand justice for Mike and accountability. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and ask some impacted families if they want to share some time. Would someone mind doing some chants for us? Maybe Steve?
Everybody give it up for Marissa one time. And the whole Barrera family. We appreciate you. All right, so no justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
And if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice.
They don't get no peace.
All right. Indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
When brown lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When brown lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When brown lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up,
Fight back.
stand up,
Fight back.
stand up,
Fight back.
stand up,
Fight back.
pissed off, fight back, pissed off,
Fight back.
pissed off,
Fight back.
pissed off,
Fight back.
say his name,
Michael Barrera.
say his name,
Michael Barrera.
say his name,
Michael Barrera.
scream his name,
Michael Barrera.
scream his name,
Michael
scream his name.
Michael Barrera.
All right, let's do a spicier one. I'm going to say fuck police intimidation, and I want you to say we stand for liberation. All right? Fuck police intimidation.
We stand for liberation.
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 All right, and when I say whose lives matter, I want you to say brown lives matter. Whose lives matter?
Brown lives matter.
Whose lives matter?
Brown lives matter.
And whose lives matter?
Brown lives matter.
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 And Parveen Lal, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Parveen Lal, shame on you.
Marvin Law, shame on you.
You killed Michael, where are you?
You killed Michael, where are you?
Parveen Lal, shame on you.
Marvin Law, shame on you.
You killed Michael, where are you?
You killed Michael, where are you?
The motherfucker should be under the jail, all right? So, all right, I'm going to hand it back to, actually, we're going to have another person here take over doing some more chants, so keep the energy up, all right? Make some noise.
I'm actually not going to do chants. We're checking in with the families to see who wants to come speak. Okay, so we have, I believe, Eric Salgado's sister here with us. So give her a round of applause, y'all. Say his name. 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 Say his name.
Thank you. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Hi, everybody. My name is Amanda. These are my babies right here. Come here. Stop being shy. This is Jesha, and this is Major over here hiding.
Hi, baby.
We came all the way from Oakland today. I'm here with Courage. Woo! Shout out Courage. Shout out all the other organizations that came here today. I'm also here. Let me show my shirt. I'm wearing the shirt of other families who couldn't be here today. Also, Mario Gonzalez. We got Augie here. Yeah, so Eric Salgado killed by CHP June 20, 2020. Really hot summer, like a week after George Floyd. Sean Monterrosa was also killed that week. And yeah, we also just kind of got over our civil settlement as well. And just like Marisa said, that is just like the scratch on the surface. And my question is always, why is it that families have to go through civil settlements and not straight to criminal? If any other person was to commit a murder, that's where it would go headed to, straight to criminal court. I don't know why these officers are not held accountable, like they could just walk around here and do whatever the fuck they want to do. But all the way from Oakland to Woodland to all other counties, even on the East Coast, the whole United States, it's like a plague. All these police killing people, loved ones, a brother, a sister, a son. I think of my babies all the time, and I think, okay, you know, they about to be 9. My brother was 22, about to be 23, and I couldn't imagine being a mom and losing my baby after 22, 23 years. That is a whole life. Your blood. Imagine the families having to come here every year faithfully. I'm going on my 4th year this year in June. And we celebrate every birthday and every anniversary faithfully with all the families. Small, big or mighty, little people, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a small but mighty group. This is like a consistent group. We've been here. This is my 2nd year coming here, supporting Marisa. I'm very grateful for you guys allowing me to speak. But we are going to continue the fight. We won't be quiet. We won't be quiet. We're going to keep on the news, on social media. If you're not following the Instagram page, you need to go ahead and follow Voices of Strength, because there's so many families that just get forgotten. My brother did have no body cam, no cameras. And when people don't see it, they don't believe it. They want to believe the police. They want to believe the statements that get put out. And then when city officials don't stand up for their people, that's also really concerning. Because why not? Because that's not them, because they're not personally impacted. And that's the thing about police brutality, too. Unless you're personally impacted or you know somebody who's been personally impacted, then you care. Why is that? Why can't you just care? Why can't you just care, period? It's a human life. People who are killed by police are dehumanized all the time. I'm gonna let this ambulance go by. The dehumanization is the part for me that's really like, it's fucked up. And the narrative shift as well. They painted my brother to be, they pulled up his records, they pulled up all the stuff that was irrelevant to what happened that day. My brother was simply just looking for parking. Whether or not the car was stolen, when they ran his plates, it should have just been a regular traffic stop. I don't know why they had to kill him and execute him in the way that they did, but it's just not fair, right? And so all of us here as families standing together, you know, we push, and every day we take it a day at a time. Every holidays, we just got through the holidays. It's a new year. If anything, I don't know if it gets easier. If anything, I feel like it sometimes gets harder because life goes on and you want to be able to be there with your loved one to celebrate graduation, celebrate birthdays, celebrate holidays, celebrate new babies coming in, or whatever it is that you know, families celebrate all the time, you know, like, and we want our loved ones there with us, but unfortunately they were stolen from us. So I'll just say that we're going to be here all day. We'll be here next year. We're going to continue to support the families. Again, I'm honored for allowing you guys, allowing me to speak today. And I love you guys. And I wish my brother was here as well. And I didn't know Mike brought it up personally, but all our brothers are in heaven together, and, you know, they're watching down on us. And that's my brother too, you know. Just like my brother is y'all brothers. Even though y'all didn't know him, but y'all here supporting, that means that's your brother too. And it could happen to anybody. And police think they're untouchable. And you know what else? Why they walk around here? Because they don't fear. They don't walk around here with no fear because they're not held accountable. And that's what needs to change. They walk around here with no fear. They got Bill of Rights. They have immunity laws. Things that, a badge that think they protect them. But then at the end of the day, they go back home to their families. They're human. They bleed like us. They bleed just like us. I won't go too much, but you know what? It just really pains me. So, again, just thank you for allowing me to speak. We're gonna be here all day. Thank you. I'll pass it back to Marisa or whoever, if the other family wants to speak. Cool. Thank you. Okay, Augie, yeah, see? Eric Salgado. We also have Augie's families here. Shout out Cynthia, who's not here. What's her name? Cecily? Okay, cool.
My name is Cecily Morales. I'm the daughter of Augustine Morales, who was shot and killed by SAC PD on November 14th, 2020. Sorry. This is my oldest daughter. I have 3 daughters. The day that my dad was stolen from us, it was my youngest daughter's birthday party. So that was the last day that we seen him when he said goodbye. My dad, when the news articles came out about my dad, it was that he had a gun and he was drunk, and, you know, the police saved the day. And going on social media and having to watch everyone's comments and just sit here and, oh, you know, thank you for doing your part. And no one really knew the story. Nobody knew. And it's crazy because it's on YouTube, everything. If they just took the time to have to sit and watch what my family and I had to sit and watch, they would know the truth. My dad wasn't the shooter. My dad didn't even have a clip in his gun. He was being shot at. The cop shot my dad in the back. Didn't announce himself. Didn't give my dad even a chance. My dad was shot all through his back, in his neck, his butt. He was on the floor. And then he says, put your hands up. He said, stop. My dad said, I didn't shoot anybody. My dad, you could, when he falls to the ground, you could see the clip and the gun. It was obvious that my dad couldn't even be shooting. He wasn't the shooter. Till this day, was the real shooter found? No. They just, you know, it was just the end of it. And we have to live with that every single day. I think the thing that hurts me the most is the kids, the up and coming generation. About 2 to 3 months after my dad passed away, we found out my stepmom was pregnant. So I feel like where I started breaking at was knowing that my brother was never going to know our dad, never going to be able to hear his voice, feel his touch. You know what I mean? And it hurts me, it kills me every day knowing that. But not only that, I have another little brother, and he was so strong when it happened, and I know that he's going to suffer. He's traumatized, and they don't realize that they're bringing on this generation growing up saying, fuck the police. They're taking my kids, their G-Paw, our dad, my grandma's son. You know what I mean? And they don't realize that. It happened right before Thanksgiving, and all I could think about was that this cop was sitting at home eating his Thanksgiving dinner with his family while we're suffering. Nobody sees that. Nobody realizes the pain and the trauma that it really has on us. It's not a regular death. It's the fact that it's public out there that it's a murder and nothing is being done about it. Nothing. And what is it teaching our kids? That my daughter, my youngest, she's 6 years old, and she knows that the cops can kill you and get away with it. Nothing will happen. A 6-year-old knows that. The day after her birthday, on November 13th is her real birthday, the 14th the next day, what are we doing? She's out there protesting with us. That's not how a little girl should be living her life. It's not. But I can't get too into it, but I really just appreciate Marissa Barrera, Voices of Strength, her family, everybody here, the supporters. Marissa's been a huge, huge help to my family and I and supporting us, and we're just really grateful to be here. And thank you everyone for being here and supporting all the families.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
That was for Mike.
Thank you to the families who shared. It's never easy, and there's more that we need to say, but we only have a few minutes to summarize it. It's really a hard thing to repeatedly do. So thank you guys for being here. And my niece, Michelle, wants to share some words.
Hi, I'm Michael Barrera's daughter, and I'm not the best public speaker, so I wanted to write down what I wanted to say before I said it. But let me say, just because I'm not up here crying doesn't mean that it doesn't break my heart, because the police killing my dad has affected me in a million different ways. And I can't even cry, but it's not because it doesn't affect me. It's because that happened to me so young that there's been so much that happened that it's like I don't even have emotions to let out anymore. But it's especially though, it really breaks my heart that every time we have to come back here, I have to see my grandma crying every time. And every time she sees a picture of my dad, anytime she sees something that reminds her of my dad, it's just so heartbreaking to see her so heartbroken. And I was really close to my dad. He should have been there for so many events in my life. He was my biggest supporter. I know he would have been so proud of me to see me graduate early and get my first job. And to be at every birthday party, it's just, he knew my little sister was on the way, but he never got to meet her. And I remember my dad knew he was going to get killed by cops because he would tell us before that they were coming after him and all that stuff. But it's like, you don't really know until you see it. So it's kind of like, we weren't really sure. And I remember a couple minutes before my dad got killed, he texted me, I love you. And so that just breaks my heart too, that he knew he was going to die. So he texted me like, I love you, was saying like his goodbye. So that breaks my heart too.
Thank you, Michelle. Can you guys give her another round of applause? Yeah, so what Michelle was 10 at the time. Just I'm gonna end it here. And 10 at the time, she did have her own phone when she was 10 because she was spoiled by my brother, and she had whatever she wanted. So that's something that I didn't even learn right away. I've learned it more what she just shared about the text, before he was killed. And she shared that he knew the police were going to kill him. So I think I skipped over that part for anybody that doesn't know her story. Michael was targeted by these police. He was assaulted by Officer Wright a couple weeks prior. He was threatened by multiple cops. His life was threatened. So that's why he was saying that. Just like Michelle just said, we didn't know. We weren't sure. Like, the last thing I thought was the cops were really going to kill my brother. But I knew they had harassed him. They had assaulted him. And that's why when it happened, we immediately knew, like, no, this is not no fucking mistake or accident like they tried to claim. So thank you for sharing that. I want to open up the mic if there's any other impacted people. There's a couple other people here, but if anybody else wants to share a few words, or if not, we will wrap this up. We are meeting at Pioneer Park. We have a barbecue lunch out there for anybody who would like to join us. We try to end things like this, do what we got to do, and go out there and mingle and feed you guys, and just hang out for a little bit. So if anybody likes to join, just ask, look at Pioneer Park, or you can talk to me after. I think we're running late. What time is it right now? Well, oh yeah, he said it's going to be ready by 12:30. So yeah. Does anybody else want to share a few words, or are we good? Okay, thank you. Shout out to everybody that came. All of us are non-courage, in unity, just everyone who continues to show up, all the families that we talked to and that we're going to watch the live stream as well. Justice for Big Mike. One more time. Let's go. Justice for Big Mike.
Justice for Big Mike.
Justice for Big Mike.
Justice for Big Mike.
Justice for Michael Barrera.
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 All right, thank you guys. Whoever's going to join us, we'll see you guys there. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day and joining us.
And I think that's right.